Hey my friends, welcome to the channel. Today, we're breaking down exactly what you need to do to lose fat fast. And yes, we're talking especially about that stubborn belly you've proudly carried for years. That ends now. You're about to say goodbye to that gut for good. And no, it's not magic, but it may look like it. Let's get real. You didn't build that belly overnight. It took years, maybe decades. So, don't expect it to vanish in 2 weeks. But if you follow these strategies for just 2 months, your transformation will shock people. They'll even ask if you had surgery. Just diet, training, and firing up your metabolism. And we're diving into all three. Starting with diet. To burn fat fast, you need a serious caloric deficit. Not starvation, but you'll feel a bit hungry. And that's normal. Don't worry, I'll show you how to outsmart hunger later. But first, think in macros. Protein builds muscle, carbs fuel you, and fats regulate your hormones. You need all three, but in the right amounts. Here's a common formula. Protein to 1.6 gram per kilo of body weight. Carbs 1 gram per kilo. Fats 1 gram per kilo. Now, let's talk food choices. You'll need a solid protein chart, a carb list, and a healthy fats table. So, let's go over how much of each macronutrient you'll find in the most common foods people usually rely on for protein, carbs, and fats. Starting with protein sources, here are some of the most popular and accessible options. Red meat contains about 30 grams of protein per 100 grams of food. Chicken breast follows closely with 28 grams of protein, while fish delivers around 25 grams. Chickpeas are a strong plant-based option with 21 grams of protein per 100 grams, and quinoa also makes the list with 14 grams. Eggs contain about 13 grams of protein per 100 grams, showing that, while they're a good source, you need more than just a couple to meet your daily needs. Beans and brown rice also contribute to your intake, though at lower levels, around 5 and 3 grams of protein per 100 grams respectively. Now, moving on to carbohydrates. Among the highest sources, corn flakes contain roughly 81 grams of carbs per 100 grams, making them extremely high in sugar and best avoided in fat loss phases. Whole wheat toast has around 62.6 grams, while salt crackers are similar at 61.6 grams. French bread and rye bread sit in the 56 to 57 grams range. For more moderate options, white rice delivers 28 grams of carbs, while pasta has around 20 grams. Cooked potatoes and peas are in the 18 to 19 grams range, with chickpeas and lentils close behind at 16.7 grams. Beans provide around 14 grams, and soy sits at the lower end with just 7.5 grams per 100 grams. Finally, let's take a look at healthy fats. Salmon is a top choice with 23.7 grams of fat per 100 grams, including a solid dose of heart-healthy unsaturated fats. Avocados offer 10.5 grams of fat, mostly unsaturated, and are great for improving satiety. Flaxseed is also rich in fat, about 32.3 grams per 100 grams, and almost entirely unsaturated, making it a smart addition to smoothies or salads. Grilled bacon, while flavorful, brings in 31.5 grams of fat, including a high amount of saturated fat, so it should be used sparingly. Frozen lasagna, stuffed cookies, and other processed foods range from 19 to 23 grams of fat and come with higher calorie loads and more saturated fat, making them poor choices for a cutting phase. Lean cuts of grilled beef steak offers about 19.5 grams of fat, while roasted pork loin is leaner, with just 6.4 grams of fat per 100 grams. These numbers will help you plan meals that match your macro targets and stay in a caloric deficit. The goal isn't just to eat less, it's to eat smarter, choosing nutrient-dense foods in the right proportions for fat loss and long-term results. Protein is a macro that also helps kill your cravings. Speaking of cravings, let's talk about salt. Too much sodium leads to water retention, so limit it to 7 grams a day. To make this easy, get individual 1-gram salt packets online. They are very cheap. Use only what you need at each meal, learn the taste, and nail the balance. Now, how to fight hunger? Here come some powerful tools. 100 milligrams of 5-HTP, a compounded medication after breakfast, helps crush sweet cravings by balancing your serotonin. 250 grams of melon or watermelon, low in carbs and high in water, it fills you up. Sugar-free Jell-O, 1 packet a day, slow and satisfying. Lemon juice with 3 drops of sucralose, bitter, it curbs sweet cravings. Passion fruit, naturally sour, excellent for killing off that nagging sugar urge. Now to training. Let's melt that fat. To lose fat, your body must burn more than it eats. And to force it to tap into stored fat, you need cardio. Walking, biking, running, or the elliptical. Go outside or hop on a treadmill. Begin with a brisk 5 kilometers per hour walk, and after a few sessions, push it to 6 kilometers per hour. After 2 weeks, try intervals to 5 minutes walking, then 1 minute running. Can't run? No worries. Jog lightly. Build up until you reach 10 short sprints in 1 hour. This is called high-intensity interval training, and it skyrockets your oxygen consumption, keeping your metabolism burning even after you've showered. Want to level up? Add more intervals, sprint every 5 minutes throughout the hour. The pros you see running like machines, they all started with these tiny intervals. Trust the process. Let's move to strength training. At least 3 times per week, non-negotiable. Lifting builds lean muscle, tones your body, and boosts your metabolism, raising your fat-burning potential. Muscle burns calories, fat doesn't. Here's a smart 3-day split. Workout A, chest, shoulders, and triceps. Workout B, legs, quads, hamstrings, calves, and glutes. Workout C, back, biceps, and abdomen. Got more time? Train 5 times per week. A solid plan could be train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, rest Thursday, train Friday, Saturday, and rest Sunday. Between 3 to 5 days is the sweet spot. Now, for the final pillar, rest. When you're in a calorie deficit, sleeping gets tricky. You're alert, wired, sometimes anxious. Why? Less glucose means more mental stimulation. But sleep is crucial. When your body senses danger, like in less food incoming scenarios, it tries to conserve energy by making you feel tired. To beat this, you need real rest. Here are some natural supplements to improve your sleep. GABA, use 1 gram. Melatonin, start with 3 to 5 milligrams. I personally use 10 milligrams. Valerian root, around 500 milligrams. But supplements aren't everything. Avoid screens an hour before bed. Meditate, read a book, quiet your mind. That's the hard part, right? At night, the worries come. But controlling your mind is part of the process. Lastly, let's talk about supplements for fat loss. Pre-workout. If your energy is low or you're dragging yourself to the gym, a good pre-workout boosts focus, drive, and performance. Don't take it within 6 hours of bedtime, or it will mess with your sleep. Creatine. Take 3 to 5 grams per day. Boosts strength, performance, muscle mass, and protects your lean tissue during fat loss. Doesn't matter when you take it, just take it daily. If you like this content, let me know in the comments. Smash that like button. Share this video with someone who needs to torch some belly fat. And subscribe to the channel for more. See you in the next video.